yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like I love her like oh, yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like I love her like oh, yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like oh, yes, I love her like
Fans Only is a sports podcast intended for mature audiences and contains profanity as well as extremely spirited conversation. What you see and hear are the sole opinions and depictions of each individual not at all inclusive of the entire cast or any guests associated with our show. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember to stand on business.
Nigga, just have my chocho ready. Shout out to the defense, too.
I would have remembered if it had messed my bread off, but it didn't.
Chat was popping. Hey, what's good, little bro?
You wanted to get that off so bad.
I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I'm not gonna hold you.
It's sad,
it's just because
bro.
it's just because at this point it's like a race, bro. It's like a race.
I could have still got it off before you, but I just wasn't even paying attention for real.
Yeah, you were lacking, and that's what I do. If you're gonna get caught lacking, then that's on you, ain't it?
I mean, I just want to. It seems like you feel good by being able to say that. So if that's something that boosts your ego, I mean, I'll let you have it.
Nah,
I'm in a good mood.
I hear you. Hey, chat. Tonight is a movie. I ain't gonna lie. Tonight is a movie for sure. We got some questions to ask, and the first one. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna ask it. I'm just gonna ask the first question. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Welcome to Four Panthers Fan Live, or excuse me, Jesus Christ, Four Panthers Fans Only Live. The live stream. Yeah, I'm distracted, bro, and I'm moving off of 3 hours of sleep. So forgive me. If you haven't done so already, make sure to tap in with us on social media at For Panthers Fans Only on Instagram and TikTok at FPFO_podcast on Twitter. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching on X. Appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. I know when you bring, you know what I'm saying, when you bring megastars in the building, shit just get in a line. And then the buildings end up filling up a little bit more. You feel me? So very, very excited to have our special guest with us tonight. And yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure to enter the FPFO Road Game Experience. If you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description down below and join the Discord if you haven't done so already. Shout out to the Discord in the building. Shout out everybody in the chat. Blazing, Scrap was popping. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. Appreciate everybody for being here. Sizzle, what's happening, man? How you feeling?
Chilling. Another day in the life, middle of the week. So, I mean, everything is normal for me, but I'm feeling good.
Good, man. Good. Well, we're going to get things kicked off. Joint practices tomorrow. So, you know, I know schedules are tight. So without further ado, we're going to introduce our guest tonight. Miss Carolina Blitz's very own. You know what I'm saying? Hey, V, I hope, you know what I'm saying? I hope you're ready to give it up because you know how I get.
Oh, boy. I thought about it, too. I was like, oh, boy. Listen, the disclaimer was so perfect. I said, listen, not the Morgan Freeman voice with the disclaimer about these are our own opinions and we will curse. So that was good.
Absolutely. Appreciate you tuning in, or excuse me, tapping in with us tonight. How you doing? How's life?
I'm good. I'm here in Jacksonville. I flew in today, so I'm looking forward to the joint practice tomorrow. I had to set up I forgot my ring light, so I rigged this, so hopefully the lighting is okay. So
yeah, you're good. You're good.
I rock out without one every stream, so we're good.
I be trying to tell them, get it in order.
Get a ring light.
That's what I'm telling you. It's $15, $20 off of Amazon.
I've never seen his eyes.
Yeah,
I'll be at the games with my glasses on. Like older videos, I have my glasses on, but you know, gotta represent the brand now. So,
but I say it's bigger than him now. The crazy thing is, me and somebody else on our team, we were just talking about that the other day. Like he is no longer seen on camera without the glasses, and it's crazy because when we first started, he had his regular glasses on. And now it ain't no telling what he's thinking. You can't read his body language that well neither, because he's just, he's special. But Vashti, the first question I want to ask you, and this is because I committed to Terrence and the rest of our podcast viewers this morning when our episode dropped. Are you willing to potentially run investigation on the extortion that's happening between Chandler, Zavala, and the Carolina Panthers? Yes or no? That's how it started. Hey, B, I already told you I'm on time, man. I already told you.
Y'all trying to get me in trouble already.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That's not the way to start. Terrence, my bad. My fault. That's not.
Yeah, no. He didn't run that question about me. That's crazy.
No, but I've been seeing like y'all are cooking Zavala, which is crazy because earlier in camp, when Canales was asked about somebody who he felt like was doing a good job, he specifically mentioned Chandler Zavala. And that has not quite translated in the game. He's had a different tune after the game on Saturday saying that, you know, they had to do better in the trenches. So it was a rough day for Zavala. It was a rough day for Zavala on Saturday,
to say the least. It's not the worst we've seen from him though, so I guess we'll go with rough for sure. But how do you feel about this tight end battle that's about to happen? We've had this conversation on FPFO a couple of times. I told Terrence that I believe that Darren Waller was brought in directly for Jatavion Sanders. I believe Mitchell Evans and Tommy Tremble are safe. I think those are two guys that they're ready to rock out with. But for me personally, I feel as though the coaching staff and the organization just hasn't seen rookie year pre-injury Jatavion Sanders. And for me personally, I feel as though this is a wake-up call for him directly. Tell me a little bit more about Darren Waller and just the situation with the Panthers bringing him in on Monday.
Yeah, I was shocked. I actually thought they might bring in some depth at linebacker before they did anything at tight end, because whenever we asked about tight end, you know, we like the group, we like the room. And when I first saw the news, when I got a text, I was like, nah, this is not true. Like, so I sent a message to confirm, and it was like, yes, this is true. And I'm like, wow, because, you know, all we heard was we have faith in these guys. We like the tight end room. These were questions that were asked during the offseason. And so for them to now kind of in the ninth hour with training camp less than 2 weeks away from being done, bring in a former, you know, Pro Bowl tight end who just cooked you last season. Yeah, it was. I think that I wouldn't even just single out JT though. I think it's the whole tight end room. None of them are really flashing in practice. Obviously, they want to get from an offensive standpoint and from a playbook standpoint, they want to have that option to have the tight end more involved in the passing game. They haven't had a tight end involved in the passing game since Greg Olsen. It's been rough. And so, you know, JT's been hurt and been up and down. Tommy Tremble is not reliable in the passing game. Mitchell Evans is, you know, so if you want a guy, I don't know if it's a wake-up call. I don't know if somebody is on the chopping block, but when you bring in a guy like Waller, who just hung up 78 yards and one touchdown on 5 of 5 for receptions against the Panthers just last year, after being off for 2 years,
off the couch.
On the couch. And he said, like, even last year coming into when he signed mid-season, he said, I hadn't been working out. But he said the whole off season, I've been working out. I've been getting ready. So it's a whole different guy. And it's tough. It's going to be a numbers game. I don't see them keeping 4 tight ends. And somebody got to go. I just don't know. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking on that, like, I think you bring up a great point, because this was something that I was talking about for a while now. I feel like out of any position group on this team, like, the most open position group is that tight end room. Like, nobody has really shown like a flash since they've been here. Like you said, haven't had a pass catching tight end since Greg Olsen, and Darren Waller is one of those more vertical threat tight ends. And I've been saying for years now, ever since we drafted Bryce, I feel like one position that's vital for a young quarterback coming into the league is the tight end position. Like being able to roll out, dump it down in the check down to a tight end, or just having that security, that safety blanket. And that's just something that has been lacking for the Carolina Panthers, specifically in that room. So I feel like if you want to see Bryce progress as a quarterback, like a big weapon to have around him is a serviceable tight end. So I'm happy with the room. And unfortunately, whatever they decide to do, whoever they decide to cut, I think they have their ample amount of opportunities to show why they should be tight end one, and I just don't think anybody has stepped up to the plate. So I'm happy to see Darren Waller come in and challenge that room.
Agreed. Staying on the offensive side of the ball, there were a couple of days at the beginning of camp where me and Terrence, we had a running thing because you and Sheena were posting tweets out talking about Monroe Freeling. And for whatever reason, it just seemed like he was always on the damn ground. It seems as though that has changed.
Who said that?
I'm just telling you, that's just the way it translates to us. We're like, I'm gonna tell you, you know how the Bible has a lot of different translations. So we had an FPFO translation. Sometimes it's a JJ translation. Sometimes it's a Terrence translation. Some of them tweets, it looked like he was getting beat like a drum. I'm just telling you, that's how we translate it. Yes, ma'am.
I thought he had a good camp.
Okay, tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, for a rookie who was supposed to come in and not be getting, they wanted Monroe to come in and learn, right? They had their line set. With the exception of Icky being injured, you had Walker, you had Lewis, you had Hunt, and you had Moten. And then Moten goes out with the blood clots, and really we don't know when he'll return. And so for a guy who was supposed to be slated as being a left tackle to come in and be right tackle and play as well as he had, going up daily against a guy with Jalen Phillips, who the Panthers expect will be, or they hope will be, a premier pass rusher in the league. For a rookie, I've been impressed with him. I've been impressed. Now he's gotten got. Every offensive lineman will get got at least once. This is not a position where you're never vulnerable. So there have been a couple of times where he's gotten got, but I thought he did. I thought he played well in the game. I thought he looked decent in the game, and I thought he's had a pretty good camp. Given all of the changes and him being thrust into that position. He's big too. Like, he's just so big, it's hard to get around him. Like, it's crazy. I'll be walking in the airport and I'm trying to get around a bigger person. I'll be like, golly, now I see how it is on these offensive line. Like, that's why you got the big guys blocking. Because sometimes if you're big, it's just hard to get around you. And so Monroe Freeling is huge. Like, he's 6 with the pads on, he looks even bigger. And so I think he's had a good camp, and I felt like he had a solid game on Saturday.
That's encouraging to hear because, like you said, it seemed as though we had our offensive line set, and then the injury to Icky, then we get the news about Taylor Moten, Damian Lewis, and Robert Hunt. They've been out sporadically all throughout camp, and so just him being thrust into that position and then going to the opposite side of what he was playing more or less at UGA, I'm excited personally to see what he's able to develop into. And when you have a guy like you mentioned, Jalen Phillips, going against him every day, working the craft, etc., then I think that it sets him up to develop a little bit faster than somebody going up against somebody not of that caliber, I guess you could say. So I'm excited to see what he can produce and what he can show on the field. Because like you said, I mean, what we've seen from him so far, specifically on Saturday afternoon, he looked solid. He wasn't the problem. The problem. And when you're looking at your rookie tackle, the guy that is going to be protecting, your franchise quarterback that's going into the biggest year of his career, that's what you want to see. And I think that his first piece of game film that we've seen in process blue to me look pretty good, like you said. So I'm excited to see what he's able to accomplish this season.
I'm gonna go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off for my question.
Yes, do that.
I know when we talked a few months ago, I think it was around December you came on. We had a conversation about Xavier Legette. I know a lot of the people in the chat is gonna love to hear this as well. But and I know you specifically said like, hey, younger guys like receivers, even coaches like Dave Canales, typically give them 3 years. And so Xavier Legette going into his third year. What are some things, if any, that you've seen that he's changed throughout this offseason, or ways that he's looked different, or do you feel like he's taken that next step? Like, what are some of the things that you've seen out of Xavier Legette that maybe we haven't seen in the previous years?
Yeah, we won't know until the season starts if he's taken the step. I think last year was tough on him mentally. And when you get messed up mentally in this game and he says he never lost his confidence, maybe he didn't lose his confidence, but I think he did get in his head a bit. And when you play football,
not to cut you off, but as soon as we watched that presser live, as soon as he said that, I immediately paused it and said, "That's a lie." Because I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't believe that he didn't.
There's a difference between, like, I feel like he always knew that he could be a great player, or he feels like he could be a great player in the league. But he got in his head. He wasn't getting the opportunities. The opportunities he was getting, he was messing up. Yep. So, there have been times you can know that you're good at something. For whatever reason, you just messing up. And I think that that's what was going on with him. He was in his head. Whether he's out of it, I don't know. Sometimes it takes a good game. Like, people could argue that Bryce was in his head, which is why he got benched. And you gotta snap out of it. And however you get out of that place, you got to get out of that place. But as far as Xavier is, I think it starts with the mental first. I think he has the athleticism. He has the size. He has all of the physical traits to be a good receiver. He just has to get the mental down. He says he worked out 3-4 times a week. He kind of alluded to not doing the outside stuff. Y'all criticize him for being in the video and going to the Derby, and he was doing
my co-host.
Right?
My co-host. Yeah,
he was doing too much, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't do anything. The only thing he did was host the ride along. So he said he cut out everything, worked out 3-4 times a week. Obviously he's refocused. I think there's a chip on his shoulder. He sees everything. All of these guys see everything. And so the criticism and the trash talk and all of the comments, I think have served to refuel him. Honestly, and if you put stock in training camp MVPs, I really don't, because I'm trying to remember who the training camp MVP was during the Matt Rule years. Never really panned out.
Maybe somebody like a Jonathan Mingo or a Marshall Jr., somebody like that.
I know Marshall Jr. had a couple of good training camps, but not Mingo. But for Xavier, he's had a really good camp. The jury is out whether that'll translate into, on the field. He's clearly aware of his field awareness. It looks like he got a little leaner. But as I said, for him, it's up here, and we won't know if he got that fixed until Sundays.
Yeah, and I guess like staying in the wide receiver room, as we know that this room seems to be pretty crowded, and there was guys that we were looking at least on this cast, as far as like a Jasim Reed, a Jimmy Horn, Casey Washington, like those guys that we predicted were maybe on the bubble, even John Mechie. Have you seen one particular guy who's maybe like after the game last week, has there been one guy that you think has kind of separated himself from the pack, or do you still think, or if you ever thought that it was still kind of close as far as a tight race, so which of those receivers may or may not make the roster?
Yeah, I always thought tight end was, not tight end, wide receiver was that room where, do they keep 6? Do they keep 7? Who's the odd man out? The Brazel injury saved the job, obviously. You have a guy who was on the fringe, like arguably Mechie or Jasim Reed. I think, and some would say Jimmy Horn Jr. I think what Jimmy Horn is showing in the return game is really helpful for him to solidifying a spot on the 53-man roster. But and Sheena and I were talking, it's a numbers game. It really depends on if you carry 6 wide receivers or if you carry 7. And if Chuba is hurt, do you have to have an extra running back? Or if you have an injury along another side of the thing, do you have to care for depth reasons? Do you have to add a guy there? And maybe you have to cut a guy. Like, I know everybody's been talking about Jasim Reed. He's had a good camp. He's had a great camp. He's looked good in these preseason games. But realistically, everybody can't make the 53-man roster. And it's going to be a numbers game when they get down to that 53. And so, it's going to be tough for a guy like Mechie or a guy like Jasim Reed to make the roster when they may have other depth needs at other positions.
That's good insight. Because I think that as Panthers fans, we tend to have guys that we kind of fall in love with, more or less. For me personally, this summer, just based on what I've seen, based on obviously following the tweets and things like that, Jasim Reed seems like he stood out the most. I told Terrence when we recorded on Monday that even just the things that we've seen him put on the field with the Hall of Fame game, and then Saturday, I know he had to drop in the Hall of Fame game his first target, but then he came back with a touchdown, and then we saw on Saturday that he got another touchdown as well. So in my head, we're gonna speculate. That's what we do.
Also hurt now, so
yes, that adds a whole nother dynamic.
That's a whole nother dynamic. Is he able to return? Do they put him on? It's really a number. Do they put him on like some type of injured reserve to try to prevent him from going to another team? If they like him, do they try to keep him and put him on the P squad? It's gonna be a numbers game. That injury to him is not at a great time because if he's not able to return to practice this week or next week, I think it was a knee injury?
I believe it was. I think it was either a knee or ankle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to your Twitter and see. Did you put it out? Were you on your game or were you lacking?
I did. Oh no! I did it on the I did it on my training camp notes video. But
yes. Should we pull that up?
No, you don't have to.
You don't like that? Why don't you like that?
No, it's not. I just don't like watching myself. It's weird. But I know.
I mean, come on, you big time now.
I understand that. I don't really like watching myself on playback either.
It's weird, but
maybe I'm a narcissist because I damn near am obsessed with watching myself.
Are you really?
No, it's really more so for self-evaluation more than anything else. Like on a serious note. So
and I do that sometimes, but I don't want to be overly critical.
Sure. And once you reach a certain level, like once you're a big time, it don't really, once you're a big time, that it don't really hit the same no more. So we obviously we'll stay on the offensive side of the football just because obviously the most polarizing piece to this puzzle is Bryce Young. We've seen reports that this has been by far his best camp. I will tell you that I'm a little skeptical based on what we've seen from this secondary against the Bills. I understand this may be his best camp, but also it doesn't seem as though this secondary is as locked in as we've seen before. So tell me a little bit more about that. What have you seen from Bryce Young heading into year 4 and, arguably the biggest season in his career?
I'm going to tell you, nobody in that locker room was sweating that preseason game. Well, okay. I think that the DBs weren't quite happy with it. Like they were having this They were having this discussion about the game, and I don't know what they were talking about when I went into the locker room, but it was an involved discussion. And I went to go talk to Mike Jack, and he was like, "Man, you interrupting our talk." And I'm pretty sure they were talking about the game. So some of those, they weren't sweating it. Bryce was relaxed after the game. Bryce, they did what they did. He has looked good in camp, and again, the camp is camp. I think that these joint practices, let me tell you when I knew that Bryce had taken a step last year, Houston. The Panthers won that joint practice against Houston. And it was very clear that the Panthers won that joint practice in Houston. So I was like, okay, Bryce is looking good against one of the better defenses in the league, even though it's a joint practice. And they didn't do well in that preseason game either. But at joint practice, Bryce was dicing up that defense. So we'll get a lot. I'll see a lot more tomorrow when they play, when they have that practice against the Jaguars. But for Bryce, he's coming into his own as a leader. And I think that's where it is. I think Bryce we always talk about the mental capabilities. We've seen him make some throws where it's like, whoa, that's a nice throw. He can scramble and get out of the pocket. I think he has everything that he needs. I think he gained some confidence last year. Now it's really taking ownership of the offense and being a leader on the team. And I've personally seen Bryce has really grown up. It's like, I don't have any siblings, but I imagine it's like seeing your little brother, like finally coming to his manhood. And that's how I feel with Bryce. Bryce used to, if you watch the press conferences, he used to come up, he used to scratch his arm. And used to be like,
"Oh, you don't even know." Hey,
don't get him started. Don't get him started.
Please don't trigger me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, please don't trigger me.
He used to do stuff like this. He used to, it used to be
and whisper in the microphone like this. Yes, hey V, you trigger me. Oh my God.
Now Bryce walk up, he like, "Yo, what's up? How y'all doing?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, Bryce."
Very true.
It's like this. They used to say back in the day, the young man when they go in, they sniffing themselves. Bryce is like now coming to who he is as a man is shown on the field. He's now, talking trash, leading the trash talk. Having no problem with pulling guys to the side, telling people what he wants, giving direction, just really taking ownership of this offense. And we'll see how he and Isaac gel. After that first preseason game, I was like, Isaac is about to really air this thing out. And then Saturday happened, and it wasn't quite, not nearly as good and with your first team offense. But I expect Bryce to continue to be the ascending player that the Panthers hope he will be.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. His whole rookie season in his second year, the people that watch us and my co-host, anytime I started saying anything about the presser and just his demeanor, they would say, "Oh, you're doing too much. You just hate him. It's just this and that." And I'm like, "No, bro. Trust me. Like, to me, this is like psychological." So I'm looking at all of these things, like even with the Xavier Legette presser the other day, when he said that he made the comment about his confidence. And the reason why I said that I felt like it was a lie was just the way he approached you guys. Because I remember rookie year Xavier Legette was more bubbly, and you heard the accent a little bit thicker, and just a couple of different things that to me was just like, okay, I see where you're going. And now it's just like that light in his eye, I guess, is a little bit dimmer. So yeah, when I see Bryce Young going to the podium, like you said, scratching his arm, looking uncomfortable, whispering into the microphone. Hold on. That's not what I want to see from my damn it franchise quarterback. It's just not. That's just me. I need you. Come on the mic. Let them know. Yeah, I run the city. It's me. You know what I'm saying? I know we're struggling right now, like Cam Ward. Not to, you know what I'm saying, not to do too much, but Cam Ward last year, it was tough for Tennessee. But every week when he stepped on that podium, he was giving it up. like a franchise quarterback and a leader should
was
do.
used to losing too.
That's true. That's very true.
I just feel
Great
like
point.
people got to be okay that certain people have different leadership styles. Like everybody is not going to have the same leadership style. So Cam Ward is a more vocal guy. I don't think Bryce is that guy. At least that's not what it seemed in years past. But you got to add more context when you say that you were mad about him scratching. Like we literally had an all-out argument because he walked to the podium with his shoulder pads on. Like you was mad because he walked to the podium with his shoulder pads on.
Yeah, I was spiraling.
Yeah.
I was spiraling, B. I'm not gonna lie. I was
He
spiraling.
was trying
that
to
was
say,
a very dark year.
Bryce is trying to make himself look bigger just because he don't got. Yeah, it was
psychological,
insane. It was insane. I'm not gonna lie. It was bad.
That is true.
What about Xavier? Xavier he doesn't like doing media anymore, and
because of your colleagues and people like Terrence that have individual platforms and have a relatively louder voice than others. That's all he receives is slander. He can't go to the damn the hockey playoff game. He can't go on the boat with Nalo and the boys. He can't do nothing. Because then as soon as he lines up wrong by mistake, alignment just was a little too wide. Now it's all, he should have been doing this and this and this and that during the off season. So I did it.
You're right. But he doesn't, I think he feels like everything he says and does is criticized. And when he gets in front of us, there are going to be questions about, of course, his confidence now and, you messing up. And I think he got tired of answering those questions. Honestly, even when he starts playing well, I don't think his demeanor is going to change. I think he's cool with certain people in the media. I also, honestly, if we're being candid, the whole and he brushed it off. He was a good sport about it. But when the whole comment about, being a Dallas Cowboys fan and he was like, oh, your parents going to be watching you. It was like, little things like that.
That was crazy. That was nuts.
Players remember. And it's like, they'll brush it off, but they don't forget it. And so I think that there's layers of distrust and just having to be or feeling now being more guarded when it comes to media. So he doesn't like to do it, period. It's hard to get him up there. He don't want to talk. He does not want to talk. And so that's why it comes across to you guys when you look at the pressers. It's for various reasons, but yeah, that's it.
Understood. Terrence, actually, let me go to this super chat really quick. Shout out Brian White, man. Round of applause. Brian, appreciate the super chat. Shout out to FPFO and Vashti for bringing this Panther content. Always been tuned in to the show Quick Blitz with Sheena. Love the collab. Great content. Brian, appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, I guess the other question I have for you, Vashti, is I know you said the offense was kind of chilling after the preseason game. And on the outside looking in from a fan perspective, me and JJ got into it about how the offense looked versus how the defense looked, which unit needs more work. But regardless, on the outside looking in, I think that both units, based on what we've seen, needs a lot of work, or at least that's kind of how we feel. But I guess outside of how they're feeling about it, what was some of your takeaways from that game from an offensive perspective and also from a defensive perspective?
Really, it's hard to really take away anything. I thought Kenny Pickett looked a little bit better than he did in that first game. I think that AJ Dillon looks good. He looks better than Trevor Etchen. And that's going to be an interesting battle there. Canales even said this in his conference, with this battle between Claudin and Trevin, there's no clear front runner at this point, which is why I would not be surprised if they kind of keep an eye on who might be getting cut when these teams make final cuts. I thought that Monroe Freeling, you mentioned that, had a decent game. I saw the tape of Walker throwing the guy out the club. That was crazy. I wouldn't put too much stock into the secondary and what happened with the secondary, but I still have questions about Evero and this defense and the scheme. It just doesn't seem as aggressive as it should be with the talent that you have. And I'm not ready. I thought he was gone after last year, so we'll see what happens. Now you have a great linebacker in Devin Lloyd and a pass rusher in Jalen Phillips. So we'll see what he does, but I just it's not as aggressive as I would like to see. And you know, they weren't game planning. Nobody was watching film or anything. So, you know, you got to consider that. But anything else? Zakee Wheatley, stock rose. He was all over the place. I heard his name so much in the press box. I think he led the team in tackles on Saturday. I'm not sure, but at one point he did. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts. I need to see a productive drive on Friday from the first team offense, and there has to be some type of stop on the defense. But yeah, that's it.
I'm glad you mentioned that about Evero, because maybe JJ will listen to you instead of me. Because we've had this discourse about, you know, what's wrong with Evero's defense, like why aren't they looking as aggressive? He doesn't understand why the fans are having so much discourse about his defense, but I think that like some of the same things that we seen last year have been some of the same things that happened again that we've seen in the preseason. And it's just underwhelming. And like I told JJ, I feel confident in the guys we brung in, like a Jalen Phillips, like a Devin Lloyd. I feel confident in those guys, but I still don't feel confident in EJ's scheme because it still seems like with those guys on the field, obviously Derek Brown wasn't playing. Like, so obviously all of the starters weren't there, but the majority of them were, and the scheme still looked a little bit shaky. Like the Bills went like 60 yards in 4 plays or whatever you may have it. And so that's my problem as well. So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm sure JJ has a lot to say because he's crossing his arms and stuff. So
no, I'm just listening. What did I told you Monday? I told you Monday why I am where I am. Because last year, without Devin Lloyd and without Jalen Phillips, EJ showed me that he could produce a top 18 defense. And I think that if you add 2 stars in the middle of the bunch, right, where you struggle the most at linebacker, because Christian Roseboom, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, we won't even dive into it. And then at edge rusher, there was nothing there outside of Nick Scorton, who was only able to, you know, generate 5 sacks, which, I mean, shout out to him because that was, you know, that's a great rookie year. But outside of that, there was really no pass rush threat. So, yeah, I think that the defense will be okay. EJ has shown you time and time again who he is. Bend, don't break. Bend, don't break and cause turnovers. Bend, don't break and cause turnovers. I am more worried about the offense. V, I see you shaking your head. I promise you, I'm going to give you the floor. But I am more confident and comfortable with the defense because the defense has shown me they can do it. In the last 4 years, this offense hasn't shown me a damn thing. So, yeah, forgive me if I'm a little more comfortable and confident in the defense and knowing, okay, EJ, like, I know you got a lot of haters out here, seem like Vashti may be one of them. Terrence been under that umbrella. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, so how I feel. Based on what? Yards given up?
I think that was total overall, if I'm not mistaken. But you can correct me if I'm wrong. You know better than I do.
I'm not sure. That's why
I think that's like an overall mix.
Yeah.
That's just what we landed at was top 18. Me and Terrence had a bet that they would be top 16, and all I know is I had to pay them money.
Yeah.
Because we came up with 18. So that's what I've known. That's what I've seen. Top 18, and he got you all the way to the playoffs. That's all I can tell you. Is EJ got you to the playoffs.
How many games last year did Bryce Young give the team the lead, and the defense then allows the opponent to drive and take the lead and win the game? Had to be at least 3.
No, well, let's go game by
game. Including the playoff game.
The Saints
let's go
was
game by
one.
game.
Let's go game by game.
the Saint. Can we add a caveat to the Saints game? The Saints game was like the Saints game was because of penalties. I'm not knocking EJ for that. That's just your rookie being over eager. And Tyler Shuck flopping on the ground like a dead fish. I'm not blaming that on EJ.
But no, we there cannot be any caveats. How many games?
Okay.
Panthers give the defense get the lead in the last 5 minutes, and then the defense came and they got a last minute score to win the game.
The Rams. We'll go with the Rams in the playoffs.
The Saints.
The Saints
on the road.
Yes. I have to go back.
I think it may be 2. I think it may be 2. And chat correct me if I'm wrong. I think it may be 2. And then whenever we finish with this, once we conclude with this whole little EJ slander session, then we'll go and say, well, how many games did the defense keep you in? Because you were supposed to be dead in Arizona. You were supposed to be dead against the Rams because they were, the Rams, the first game, you were supposed to be dead against them had it not been for the interception in the end zone to kick off the game, and then the sack fumble from DB. Let me see what else. We got a big stop in the third quarter out of the half with Dallas, or maybe that might have been actually in the fourth quarter when they ran the screen pass, and then a run. It was like 4th and 17 or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, you can say how many times did the offense, but transparently, it wasn't many because this offense was garbage last year. It just was. It was number 27 overall ranked. 27. We didn't see much from the offense. And the things that we did see, it was because of the defense giving you an opportunity, like the Miami game, like the Arizona game when we dig ourselves into a 10-point hole because we can't protect the ball. Okay, Tell me.
New Orleans, the Bucks,
on the road.
which I remember, and the most important, the Bucks, January 3rd.
Okay, I have to go back and look. I got to go back and look. I got to go see it. That's
when they were playing for that again. They played for a playoff spot like 4 weeks in a row, right? And they had the lead against the Bucks. And if they had won that game, they would have solidified the playoff spot. They ended up losing.
May I?
Yes.
Is this the same game that we ran a flea flicker on the damn 25-yard line? Is this the same game we're talking about? But we're gonna blame EJ for that. Okay, no.
Oh my God. And then the most important game, the wild card game.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. So 3 games out of 17. Now the same breakdown you just did, and that you did it so beautifully. You did it, I mean, just outstanding. Now the same thing you just did that way, can you please do the same thing and say, how many games did EJ save Dave Canales and Bryce Young in?
Green Bay.
1,000% Green Bay. Because we were just turning the ball. I mean, we couldn't do nothing offensively outside of Rico.
Green Bay.
Yes. Dallas. Are you giving me Dallas or not really? Because George Pickens went crazy. He did. But we got the stop. We got the stops that we needed, and then you were able to drive down the field and kick a field goal to win the game. Walk it off. So I can't get Dallas. I can't get Dallas, but you can get Tampa Bay, and we running flea flickers, we sliding all around the field.
Green Bay was so obvious. Like the defense saved that game from being a complete blowout.
I have another nomination, actually. The San Francisco game.
San Francisco. I agree with you on that one.
We had 3. What do we have? 3 picks in the first half, and we weren't able to generate any points.
So that's 2.
Miami. Bryce was giving it V. Stop it, V. Bryce was giving it up like a hot potato that game.
Yeah, but even though he was giving it up, he made it right. He made it right. When the rubber needed to meet the road, he made it right.
He made it right. He made it right because he had the opportunity to make it right because his defense bowled their back. That's the reason why he was able to make it right, because we were down 17 points that game. So if you allow a field goal, it might be over with.
I guess if you're okay with, I don't like the bend, don't break type defense.
That's fair.
I don't like that. I don't like the fact that you can dink and dump your way down the field, and then once you get in the red zone, we made them settle for field goals. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. And I think your defense should be shooting for 3 and outs. Period. Elite defenses get 3 and outs. It's not, we're going to let them get inside the 30 and then we're going to shut them down. I just, maybe that's it. And somebody else made in the comments, said the comments that, and I've said this before, Evero is married to his scheme. He is married to that scheme. And sometimes I feel like good coaches, good coordinators can deviate from their scheme in order to fit the talents of their players. So if you aren't great at linebacker, like they haven't been, you have to be able to switch your defense around in order to highlight the strengths that you do have. And, you know, that's where I think he doesn't deviate enough.
That's fair. I don't necessarily hate that. I don't hate that because I for whatever it's worth, the first thing I will say is I'll never come on this platform, nor have I ever, and say that Ejiro Evero is perfect. I won't say that. My only stance is just the fact that I believe he gets a lot of slack. Like now, we've said multiple times on this podcast, he's probably the luckiest black man in America because there's no way in the world and there's no opportunity in the world in which you are the worst to ever do your job and you get a contract extension. So that is not lost upon me, V.
And then you interview for a head coaching position.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that happens, but
yes,
you know.
Yes. Now I acknowledge that he's not perfect, but I just don't like the fact that everybody like that is the scapegoat to me. EJ is a scapegoat. If things go wrong, there's 2 people, Vashti. There's 2 people. If things go wrong, it's EJ and it's Xavier Legette. We don't we don't worry about nobody else. When shit goes bad, it's either one of them 2. It ain't no execution down the stretch. It's not we missed a challenge because we got too much going on and the moment might be too big for us, right? Against a divisional opponent. It's never that. It's always either EJ or it's Xavier Legette. There's no in between. There's no in between. So that's my only thing. My only thing is, hey, listen, he's not perfect. I am not in love with the scheme. You know, I don't necessarily like the bend don't break mentality either. But at the same time, we're not going to act like he didn't turn this group from being the worst that the NFL has ever seen to competent.
I mean, there was nowhere else. But
I mean, yeah, but you can go if you're the worst ever, you could have went up to only 29. But he didn't. He went to the damn it middle of the pack to prove a point. And I've been telling him, I've been trying to tell my co-host, and see, he's trying to get me triggered tonight. I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get me to act out of sorts because you're in the building. I've been trying to tell him over and over again. It's just very simple.
Well, what have you been trying to tell me?
I've been trying to tell you over and over again. That's all I'm gonna say. You know. I don't gotta say much. You just know. You matter of fact, never mind. I'm not even gonna dive into it. Just know, EJ, they make a lot of excuses for a lot of people in this organization. And when I say they, it's the fan base. People like Terrence. Vashti, I'm very close to putting you. I'm very close to putting you under the umbrella too. I'm very, very close.
Wow.
Lot of excuses, and then the first thing we gonna run to is your.
I'm just saying, your defense should not lose you games. It literally is like your defense should not. If your offense gives you the lead in the last 5 minutes, that literally you got to keep that lead.
Well, it's very, very hard, and this was the point that I was making to Terrence when I said I've been trying to tell him, but I was trying to be respectful because we have you on the stage tonight, and I know sometimes you don't like being associated with our foolery, but I've been trying to tell him, hey, buddy, it's very, very difficult to produce when you have people that are going to work at fucking Fidelity, Enterprise, Publix, and tech sales, right? Guys that are no longer in the league. So yeah, you let me give you a roster full of those type guys with no Derek Brown for the year and say, hey, go produce, make us competent. And I promise you, each and every one of us will have a very, very hard time doing that. And last year, when we got a couple of pieces, you bring in a Trayvon Merrick, right? You have a J.C. Horn and you have a Mike Jackson that goes to the next level. Then you have a Nick Scorton that gives you a halfway decent pass rush because he's not a phenomenal pass rusher. Nick Scorton is not a phenomenal pass rusher. He just plays with a high motor and high energy. So you just give me that. Just give me a little tiny bit, and I promise you I can take you to the promised land. That's how EJ is seeing it. And now they done gave him two killers. Devin Lloyd and Phillips. Y'all brought me both.
Gave up a touchdown. They still gave up 50-plus yard drives in their preseason game.
Listen, I don't know if you saw EJ. You know how he be chewing that gum all hard. He ain't worried. And we're not worried. B, we're not worried. We're not worried.
That's the problem.
Excuse me. Couple of pieces of teach tape. No big deal.
I am shocked that JJ of all people is an Evero apologist. This is shocking.
It's bad. It's worse.
You of all people, because I'm shocked.
It's crazy to me because like I'm an Evero apologist. Like, but I'm just saying, like, he just gets a lot of flack. He does. He gets a lot of flack. There's a lot of flame to go around. That's the only thing. And my stance is only so staunch because, like, I know that on the opposite side of the spectrum, there's a lot of people that like really don't like this guy. They really don't. And so that's why my stance has to be as staunch as it is, because there's only a couple of us out there. And I'm obsessed with the defensive side of the ball. So, you know, I guess I'll accept the tag. Sure, I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it. Let me see. You want to give us game by game predictions? Quick blitz style? No pressure. Why are you scared?
I don't do that, y'all.
Why are you scared? Oh my God.
Just don't know. I don't ever do season predictions. I just don't do them.
So can we make history?
I just don't do season predictions.
So will you give me a win total? Or will you give me, how about I set you a line? I set you a line and you tell me over or under. Is that better? No?
We can go up to a certain week, but we can't go too deep in the playoffs into the season because stuff happens.
Okay. All right, that's fair. I accept that. I accept that. Chicago.
Actually, I've seen some tape of Chicago. I actually like the Panthers to take this game. Bryce has never had a home opener in his career. I think this will be a motivated team. I'm not sure what's going on in Chicago as far as I've seen some stuff where they haven't looked that great, but this is going to be, billed as, was Bryce worth the trade? And they ended up getting Caleb Williams, and who was better? And I think that Bryce plays up to those standards. So I like the Panthers to start off with a win at home.
Okay, Atlanta.
Well, y'all already know. Bryce is
owns them.
Player.
Yeah. Cleveland, week 3 on the road.
I don't know about their quarterback situation.
If it gives you
but
any more peace,
I would not bet on Cleveland for any.
Okay, because I was going to say, if it gives you any more peace, I feel like this could potentially be a trap game, like a very, very early trap game for the Panthers, and they might catch us slipping.
It could be if they start 2-0. If they start 2-0, like I obviously predicted, it could be. But I just think Cleveland is I just think they're a mess of a franchise, and I don't know what their defense is going to look like without Myles Garrett. That's a big anchor piece. And I know they replaced him with somebody else, but still, he was kind of the heartbeat of that defense. So we'll see how that adjusts. how they adjust.
Fair. So 3-0 right now.
Yes,
Sunday
I
night
hate
football against Detroit.
at home, right? That's
Yep.
a home game, right?
Yeah, that's at home.
I don't think the Panthers win that one.
Me neither. Did you disappear, JJ? Oh,
Oh, I think he's frozen.
oh
Oh,
God. He got to get his Wi-Fi fixed. Keep telling him that. Not having good Wi-Fi is gonna do it every time. Let me see.
Can y'all? Am I back?
You're back.
Get your stuff fixed, bro. Get it fixed, man.
I knew once I got back, I already knew you were gonna be on my top. I'm in the middle of a storm right now, so forgive me.
Stormy.
Greenville.
Oh, you're in GSP. Okay.
Yeah. Where are we at? So 3-0 against Cleveland, and then Sunday night football against the Detroit Lions.
I wouldn't bet on them on that.
Okay, cool. And then out of the bye against Philly. We'll go 6 weeks in.
That is up in Philly, right?
Correct. In the link.
Yeah, I don't have them winning that one.
Okay, that's fair. I'll let you off the hook. I'll let you off the hook just because it seems like I want to set a line so bad because I feel like if you say anywhere from seven wins and up, I think that's fair. And even if you wanted to get a little make Panthers fans a little uncomfortable, you could even say 6, just based on the way the schedule is set up.
I think they win 7 games.
That's fair. Well, I can tell you what will prohibit that. You want me to tell you?
I already know what you're about to say.
You want me to tell you what you want me to just chill? I feel like we know very good.
I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous.
She'd be so scared. She'd be so scared. I'm going to tell you what would prohibit that is if Damian Lewis or Robert Hunt goes down and we gotta roll out Chandler Zavala.
He might be playing center.
But no, wait. They might honestly, maybe Brady goes in ahead of Chandler because Brady has looked better than Chandler in practice, and Brady is a guy who can play that guard position. So maybe Chandler, maybe you don't have to worry about that.
And that's what I would assume they do. And really, for whatever it's worth, it's really just embarrassing that you can come on here and say that Brady Christensen has looked better than Chandler Zavala, and he's 7 months removed from a torn Achilles. Like, even that alone is just but I digress. As you can see, I'm not the biggest Chandler Zavala fan. I actually told Terrence in my community on multiple occasions that I believe that 10 years removed from playing my last snap of football, I think that if you give me 3 months of training, one-on-one drills,
you wouldn't be able to do nothing with him.
I think I got him. I think I got him.
Chandler Zavala.
He's still an NFL player. He's still an NFL player. He would do you so bad, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If he wasn't a Carolina Panther, he wouldn't be an NFL player. He would be a UFL or CFL player, if that.
That's still a pretty high level. It's higher than high school.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, no, 1,000%. Vashti, listen to me. I'm getting him. I'm telling you. And every single time I say that, he falls out laughing. You see the way you're looking. The people that be viewing, they be looking the same way. I just be trying to tell people something, bro. Like he just doesn't got it. And if I see somebody, and this is why I say, yeah, he's an NFL player, bro. But also, when I see somebody post a 0.0 on PFF, that means that you were out there and you weren't even getting. I can't even say you were just getting cardio because you just simply won't doing nothing. at all. So yeah, unfortunately, forgive me for yeah. I told you earlier I might be a tad narcissistic, so I'm self-aware. I don't want to put you in an uncomfortable position. You don't
I'm
have
not
to say anything.
uncomfortable. No, I'm not uncomfortable at all. It's all good.
Okay, I'm gonna let you hop off. Tell me what you're for tomorrow, because tomorrow, like you said, and we've had this conversation on the stream, and we've had it on our pod this past week. A lot of people, like I think for me personally, preseason games are about individual assessments. Like for me, individual assessments and evaluation. That's how I view preseason games. I don't care about the outcomes of them. I do view joint practices a lot different. I think that in joint practices, that's what you see what you're really made of. Tell me, for you personally, what are you expecting? What are you looking towards? What are you looking at specifically as the Carolina Panthers go against the Jacksonville Jaguars in joint practice tomorrow?
Yeah, red zone. How well the Panthers do in red zone. I'm sure they map out these practices in advance. So typically in these joint practices, historically, they've done a lot of red zone work. So I'm guessing red zone work, how successful the Panthers are on both sides of the ball, how Monroe Freeling does in that joint practice, and how composed Bryce is. Anything else specifically? I don't think that's it. I mean, everybody's looking at the tight ends now. Waller will not be in 11 on 11s. They said he might do some individual drills with Bryce. So are we going to see more tight end action? It's crazy that either we weren't looking at the tight ends before because there was nothing to look at, or now we're looking at them more. But I know they were heavy red zone drill. The practice on, what was that? Was that yesterday? Yeah. My days are all mixed up.
Day 12. Day 12 was yesterday.
Yeah, there was more. I saw the tight ends be more involved. So I just need to see the Panthers be able to move the ball, and be successful on both sides of the ball. I wouldn't be mad if there was a little scrum out there.
Yes, we need that.
It's always good when things get spicy at joint practice. You have a couple of guys who played in Jacksonville. Fortner played in Jacksonville. Lloyd played in Jacksonville. Lloyd doesn't seem like the type to start a skirmish. We know Fortner is about that action. So I wouldn't be mad at just something. And everybody to get out healthy. That's the number one thing. But I hate that. I know y'all are going to be looking. I've already been told. I asked the PR people, we cannot shoot much of anything. Whenever the two teams get together in Houston lets you basically shoot the whole practice. Yeah. In Jacksonville, they do not let you shoot even one-on-ones. Y'all know how we could get one-on-ones? They will not let us shoot one-on-ones. If it's Jaguars versus Panthers, no cameras. And apparently they are very strict with their fans as well. So you will be getting limited fan video also, because PR told me they do a good job of limiting fans from taking video as well. So it'll just be verbal accounts from what we see. Unfortunately, because y'all like to see the visuals, but we'll have to try to be as descriptive as possible. But yeah.
You don't feel inspired to risk your credentials for us?
No.
Okay. Respectable. I had
crazy ass.
There's always somebody who sneaks some video. I just don't. I don't understand the benefit in limiting the media from really showing, especially when you don't have fans at training camp. So I would think we want to give more access, allow us to show more things in order to get your fan base, keep them engaged, keep them interested. But that's
especially coming off of your first playoff berth, and 9 years, 8 years, whatever the case may be. Like, Dunk makes a good point with unnecessary bluntness. He says that all the time. Like, this is a big missed opportunity for the Panthers, in my opinion, for the organization. Because even if you look at the Atlanta Falcons last year, their facilities were being worked on and things like that. But they still did about 4 or 5 practices at local high schools, things like that. Right? You have the college right up the road.
I'm surprised.
Right up the road. You have,
Smith.
Exactly.
Even UNC Charlotte, I thought they might use UNC. They have those big practice fields. They could potentially use that. So yeah, I agree with that. I think that one fan fest isn't enough.
Especially when you're going to give, I mean, in all in all accounts and with all due respect, especially
it was
if you're
horrible.
Come out and give bullshit effort. Yeah,
you.
I mean, so it's just
horrible.
so it's just like me and Terrence, we drove up for Fan Fest, and like I felt like outside of us being able to engage with the community, right, and just being back in the stadium, I felt like it was a waste of time because we weren't able to see anything, and the effort was just like it I mean, and I feel like that was intentional to a certain degree because, like you said, we're not getting the videos, we're not able to see certain things, and it seems like you're hiding something. Like that's always been, it's always been for me like a point in which it's just like, bro, what difference does it make? Like if you're recording, I will say like the drone, that's a bit too far. Like you're giving teams, all 22.
Have you seen there's a Twitter page that is in some high rise in Charlotte, and
I've seen that. Yeah,
shout out to bro.
So that, but shout out to him because we're getting to see it. Yeah, we're getting to see it. But I understand why that could be too much.
They're trying to stop that.
Are they?
I did see that.
Interesting. Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like you said, it's like you're trying to hide something, and not only that, but it's really doing a number on the momentum that you built up from January. Like I think that I
think they're worried about showing too much, but it's like training camp, and so it's just I agree. I agree with it being a missed opportunity, at least during a joint practice. A lot. Like I thought the NFL rule was if they have on pads and they're doing one-on-ones, we can film. I don't know why I don't even know if they're going to do one-on-ones, but if there's a departure from that just because it's a joint practice, I don't know. I've seen footage from other joint practices that's been, good stuff. But yeah.
It doesn't.
So
it doesn't
I want y'all to know in advance. I know folks are going to be looking for stuff. We are going to be very limited with what we can share.
Thank you for letting us know.
And warming up, and that ain't really much of anything.
Yeah. Thank you for letting us know because I would have DM'd you like, hey, what we got going on, V?
I'll update it, but yeah, it's not like y'all unless you get the fan videos and unless something changes. I will verify again when I get there. I plan on getting there early. But when I asked PR, they were pretty basically, they're saying they're going to be really strict about it.
Understood. But we will be getting a daily blitz tomorrow, though, correct?
Yes, that's the hope. I just got to figure out the recording situation because my photographer isn't here. But yes, I'm going to do a daily blitz.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. Well, Vashti, greatly appreciate you for coming on stream with us tonight. Before you head out, I'll let you tell the people where they can find you and plug anything that you want to plug.
Yeah, CarolinaBlitz.com. Make sure you're following us on. I'm building up the Instagram. Actually, my Instagram has more followers than Twitter now. But I'll post a lot of behind the scenes stuff on Instagram in the stories, and I'll post also more videos on Instagram and some photos. So at Carolina Blitz on Instagram, keep blitzing on Twitter, and then CarolinaBlitz.com. Make sure you're checking out Quick Blitz. We do those every Monday night. And my daily blitz, which I post on Instagram and Twitter. So God, I really appreciate y'all having me on. I'm glad I was able to have the time to come on with y'all. y'all are a staple on Panthers Twitter and among Panthers fans. And so, yeah, I appreciate the support that y'all give me as well.
Yeah, like JJ said, it's always a pleasure having you. You always bring great insight. The fans love to hear it; they love to see it. So it's always good to have boots on the ground too, and real honest like evaluations and conversations. So definitely appreciate you hopping on tonight for sure.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Be safe. Safe travels
All right.
back.
Your camera's still blurry, bro. You just gotta.
It's blurry like that. I fucked off like that, bro. I mean, my Wi-Fi, bro. My Wi-Fi. Told you it's storming, bro. It's storming. Literally in the middle of the shit, bro. It literally was like lagging on my end. Like it sounded like V was a damn robot for like literally 30, 45 seconds. I looked at my Wi-Fi, my shit went down. In the middle of it, I connected to my phone. Like that's probably the reason why my shit is like blurry now, is because I'm running from the hotspot. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean it got bad for a second, but I mean I guess you turned it around a little bit. But we forgive you
for sure. Okay, thank you. As long as I'm forgiven, that's all that matters. Because if you can forgive, no, listen, boy, if you can forgive bro, and then you wouldn't forgive me for something out of my control.
Well, what I'm saying is if you're so thankful for forgiveness, then you should wonder how he will feel if you forgive him.
No comment. I don't no comment. I had so many things to say right there, and I just like, I know we're gonna have a couple of more viewers on the playback than usual because they see V on the thumbnail. So I'm just gonna chill. No comment.
Growth.
No comment.
Growth.
Yeah, I'm doing better. Yeah. Shout out to Vashti for joining us, man. Like she said, make sure y'all tune in to Quick Blitz on Monday nights. Go tap in with Vashti on Twitter if y'all haven't done so already. If y'all haven't done that and y'all are on the stream right now, I don't know what to say. But head over to her Twitter right now at Carolina Blitz. And then I believe her personal is Miss Carolina Blitz, I believe. So if y'all want to hop or tap in with her on her personal, you have the ability to do that as well. But gives great content. Carolina Blitz, I believe they cover like during the college basketball season. I believe they have like ACC coverage and some exclusive access pieces at times to Duke basketball as well. They do a lot of great things with college athletics as well as the Carolina Panthers. So it's a phenomenal follow. If you're not following Carolina Blitz at this very point in time, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. So go over to at Carolina Blitz on Twitter and hit that follow button now. Let me see. I don't think I really have much. We'll check out Quick Blitz in just a second, or Daily Blitz here in just a second from day 12 of practice. I was gonna do some like watch some pressers, but I think that I'm gonna fade it. I don't think I'm gonna do it tonight. Just because we recorded last night. It's been a long 24 hours for me. I'm running off of 2.5, 3 hours of sleep, which is why I had that blunder. Like I literally I can't even say what I felt like I did. Like when I was saying I'm going to tell you something, but I completely lost my train of thought. And then I circled back to it and it just was like, oh damn, I fucked that off, but it is what it is. Black. Yes, because I'm not in Greenville, South Carolina, but I also didn't want to disclose my location like that, but just know I'm not there. I'm not there. Because I gave that shit up way too quick. And way too easy. Damn near like I forgot I was on stream.
Stain.
Like real bad.
But that's typically what happens when people get in front of company.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Sure.
Let's check out a Daily Blitz from yesterday. Oh damn! I feel like we might have to watch a Darren Waller presser too. Low key.
During Saturday's preseason loss to the Bills, Jasim Reed was sidelined with. Vashti Hurt of Carolina Blitz here with a daily blitz for training camp practice number 12. First, on the injury front, there were several players who sustained injuries during Saturday's preseason loss to the Bills. Jasim Reed was sidelined with a calf injury, Will Lee with a groin injury, and Cam Gill with a shoulder injury. Haynes King is still sidelined with a hamstring injury, and so is Chuba
Hey,
Hubbard.
bro.
There was a new addition officially.
Hey, Black, chill, bro. Chill, bro. Chill,
Hey, that's
bro.
exactly what happened. That's
Black,
exactly
chill.
what happened, bro.
Chill, bro. Hey, listen to me. On my dead granddad soul, that is not what happened. On my dead granddad soul, that's not what happened, bro.
Hey,
chill.
tell that lie to somebody else, dog.
Let's not, bro. Listen to me. Let's not even start with that narrative, bro. Let's not even start with that narrative, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie, like Black. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I'm really that nigga, bro. Like I'm not, so I can't even let you get that shit off. And Terrence is like, you gotta watch niggas like that be around you, bro, because they'll try and they'll try. Hey, listen, you gotta watch niggas like that's around you because they'll try and paint
Bro. I don't know what happened to your. You gotta fix it.
Take it off. Am I on?
I mean, I see you're still froze, like you're choppy. Okay. I mean,
am I back now?
I mean, I can hear you, but your screen is still froze a little bit.
Close this, bro. Close this out. Close this out.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, you're back now. Can you hear?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you ain't gonna be. Yeah.
Close it. Close it. Close it. Close it. Close it. Close it.
You can. Are you good? All right. Well, he's messed up. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have our socials attached, so you know where to find us. For Panthers fans only on Instagram, FPFO_podcast on X. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next week. I guess JJ might do a live stream for the game, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll kind of get together on that. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to enter the roll game giveaway as well. As that is live as well, and then also join the Discord. But yeah, you see what the internet did when he started lying and started capping. You know, God don't play with the lies, and so they shut him off real quick. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. So thank you guys for tuning in.